guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I never get that right. My name's Brianna. This is a channel where I like to talk about books and reading and potentially some homeschool stuff. So this is my monthly book of the month reading vlog that I just started last month, basically to keep me accountable for reading all of my book of the month books, so they don't end up on my TBR. And I started this video because my book of the month box literally just got delivered and I'm so excited about it, so let's go get it. Fix my rug first. She's here, she's here. She's here, we got her. Let's go unbox her. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello to the camera? She's like, no mom, I want to know what you got. I want to know what you've got, mommy. Okay, so this is a little bit of a twist to this video. Before I open this, I just got some mail delivered and I was like very confused because it came from Amazon. And I was like, I don't think I've ordered anything from Amazon. And so, but it has my name on it. And so I opened it and there were books inside. And I was like, what? And I look at the card and Vanessa from the channel Reading with Dr. B, she sent me gifts for my birthday. She said, happy birthday, Brianna. This book is a must read, Binding 13. I loved it and I hope you do too. Excited for you to read this one so we can buddy read the next one. You guys, thank you so much, Vanessa. I am about to message you, but I just wanted to include this because you guys, I love the internet. Like, I just, not even because of this, which I, like, this has just made my whole freaking, like, life right now, but before I show you the books, I just want to say, like, it is so hard to find friends in real life as an adult, and like having internet friends, like bonding over something that you really like, it's just so beautiful. And I am gonna cry right now. Anyways, that's super dramatic, but like thank you so much. That like it truly, like that really means a lot to me, so thank you. I really appreciate it. That was so nice. Okay. Anyways, she got me Bunny by Mona Awad, which I have been wanting to read this for so long. I hear so many things about this book. I'm so curious about it. So I'm so excited to read it. Also, this cover is so pretty. And I know her next book comes out sometime this year. So I am so excited to read this. Okay, and then she also got me Binding 13, which I've literally only heard good things about this book. I'm so freaking stoked to read this. I can't believe that she did that. Wow. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Vanessa. That means the world to me. It really, really does. I thank you so much. Thank you. Anyways, but now we will open the book of the month box. And decide what we're gonna start reading. I really want to read one of these now. I just can't believe that somebody did that for me. That is so nice. Okay, hold on one second. I gotta grab my scissors. Okay, so scissors have been gotten. I cannot show you me opening this box because it has my address on it. But also I almost cut myself, but it's fine. Okay, I'm so happy right now. Okay, this is like the best day ever. Okay, I'm about to like go call my mom and tell her that my internet friends just got me something. She's like my best friend, so it's not weird. But anyways, okay, so this is my book of the month box. If you watched my book of the month selections video, my battery is blinking at me, you know what I picked. So I'm just gonna go through this really quick before my battery dies. But I got You Again by Kate Goldbeck, The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M. Matlin, Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, hopefully my camera doesn't die, and Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Which one am I going to read first? I have no idea. Also the bookmark warning, if you don't want to know what the bookmark is, then skip forward a little bit. If you do, it is In the Throes of Prose. Very cute. So, okay, now I'm going to figure out what I'm going to read, and I will come back and update this. I also need to charge my battery, so I'll see you in a second. Hey guys, so it is actually a couple days later. I had to catch up on a couple of other books and post some videos and stuff. I am starting this book of the month reading vlog with The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M. Matlin. We're actually doing this as a buddy read this weekend, so this should be done. Honestly, it's very short. I think it's less than 300 pages, so I'll probably be done with this by tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and start on it. And then I think, depending on my mood, I might start either Bright Young Women or You Again. I'm kind of feeling You Again, but we'll see after I finish this what I am feeling. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start this. I will give you a little synopsis in a minute. I need to read it and see what it's even about because I completely forgot. But yeah, so let's go read The Stranger Upstairs. All right, I'm in my reading spot right now. I'm just in my husband's game room. But I figured I would share what this book is about real quick before I start it. So it says, most people wouldn't buy an infamous murder house to renovate for fun, but Sarah Slade is not most people. A therapist and self-help writer with all the answers, Sarah's just bought a gorgeous Victorian in the community of her dreams. Turns out you can get a killer deal on a house where someone was murdered. Plus, renovating Blackwood House makes for great blog content and a potent distraction from her failing marriage. Good thing nobody knows that Sarah's past is as tainted as the blood stain on her bedroom floor. But the renovations are fast becoming a nightmare. Sarah imagined custom avocado wallpaper, massive profits, and an appreciative husband. Why am I talking with a British accent? And an appreciative husband who would want to share her bed again. Instead, the neighbors hate her guts and her husband still sleeps on the couch. And though the builders attempt to cover up Blackwood's horrifying past, a series of bizarre accidents, threatening notes, and unexplained footsteps in the attic only confirm for Sarah what the rest of the town already knows. Something is very wrong with that house. With every passing moment, Sarah's life spirals further out of control, and with it her sense of reality. But as she peels back the curling wallpaper and discovers the house's secret, she realizes that the deadly legacy of Blackwood House has only just begun. That sounds fantastic. No wonder I picked it. I don't remember what I pick sometimes, but I did remember I picked this. I just didn't remember what it was about. So that is what it is about. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading it. I'll update you. I'll probably just do 2 updates for this, like one when I'm halfway through and my thoughts, and then one when I'm done, because like I said, it is really short. So let's go read The Stranger Upstairs. When I was halfway through this book, but I just went ahead and finished it. It was very short. So I did finish The Stranger Upstairs. I think I'm landing on like a 3.5 star rating. It was really good, but the ending felt kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say like a cop-out. It wasn't, because the epilogue, if you read the epilogue, kind of makes you question the ending, which I like. But yeah, I will say at the beginning of this book, I was intrigued. I was very enticed. I wanted to keep reading it. Towards like the middle of the book, there's 2 parts in this book. Towards the middle of the first part, I was very confused on what was happening. Like I had no idea what was going on. And then when part 1 ended, it ended on such a cliffhanger. And then part 2 obviously started. And part 2 was just super action-packed. and I think things moved a lot quicker in part 2, so I think I'm settling on a 3.5 for this book. I would recommend it if you're just looking for a very quick thriller. It's a great book for the start of spooky season, but that is what I am giving The Stranger Upstairs. So I just started the next book of the month book, You Again, by Kate Goldbeck. I took the cover off, the book's right here. And it's a little bit bigger, but the text is pretty large, if you can see that. The text is pretty big, so I'll just read you the synopsis of this one. So it says, can they stop hating each other long enough to fall in love? When Ari and Josh first meet, the wrong kind of sparks fly. They hate each other instantly. A free-spirited, struggling comedian, Ari likes to keep things casual and never sleeps over after hooking up. Josh, a born and bred New Yorker, has ambitious plans to take the culinary world by storm and find the one. They have absolutely nothing in common except that they happen to be sleeping with the same woman. Ari and Josh never expect their paths to cross again, but years later, as they're both reeling from ego-bruising breakups, a chance encounter leads to a surprising connection. Friendship. Turns out spending time with your former nemesis is fun when you're too sad to hate each other, and too sad for hate smacks. As friends without benefits, they find comfort in late-night Netflix binges, sweeping through each other's online dating profiles, and bickering across boroughs. My camera is having a hard time focusing. Until one night, the unspoken boundaries of their platonic relationship begin to blur. With sharp observations and sizzling chemistry, You Again explores the dynamics of co-ed friendship in this irresistible romantic comedy of modern love in all its forms. Like I said, I just started reading this. One thing I did notice with this book is there's no chapters. So there's like, at the beginning of the book, it gives like the year. If you can see that, my battery's flashing, so I gotta talk fast. It gives the year. And then for the chapters, it just kind of, like this is where I'm at, it just kind of has a symbol so you know who is talking. So for, already forgot the name. For Josh, it gives the cooking symbol. And then for Ari, it gives the microphone because she's like a aspiring comedian. But anyways, I am enjoying it so far. I think it's a good little stopping point of thrillers because I've been reading a lot of thrillers lately. Not that I don't like thrillers, but I thought this was a really cute little romance, and I love the cover. It's like so perfect for fall. So I don't have a reading update. I actually just went to run some errands, but I wanted to show you something. I think it's really funny, and then I'm going to tell you a story about it. Or maybe I'll tell you the story first and then I'll show it to you. So if you watched my recent vlog, one of my recent vlogs, we just got our bathroom renovated, and I have been seeing like on TikTok people putting these pictures of like scenes from movies in their bathroom where like the actors like holding their nose, or like the bridesmaids ones are really popular. Well, I found one that has Edward Cullen from Twilight that I thought was hilarious. So I had to get some pictures of my son printed out from baseball to give to like his grandparents and things like that. And I went ahead and added that to the order to pick up from my local Walgreens. Well, how about I go in there to pick up the pictures, and I mean, I totally get it. Like, I was laughing the whole time, but I had to sign a copyright thing. It took 3 employees and a manager, or with the manager, to let me get this photo that I wanted printed out or whatever, like for them to sell me the photo that I wanted printed out or whatever. And just so you know, like, nobody was causing ruckus. I was literally laughing the whole time. But they're like, oh, you need to sign this, but he didn't explain, like the first employee didn't explain what I needed to sign. I saw it was like, I'm the photographer, I've received permission from the photographer to use this, and I'm like, where do I sign this? And he's like, well, what are you, and he's holding up the picture in front of everybody. He's like, what are you using it for? And I'm like, oh, it's going in my bathroom, like it's personal use. And he was like, okay, well, I don't know, like looking at the things, like I don't know. And he calls the other employee, and get this, the other employee's name, I'm not even joking, guys, the other employee's name was Jacob. And it was apparent that none of them had watched Twilight because he said that, and I started laughing. And anyways, I started laughing, and the guy comes over, he's like, yeah, and I'm like, he's like, where does she need to sign? Like, she's gonna put it in her bathroom. Where does she need to sign? And all, like, holding the picture up, I'm like sitting there laughing my butt off. Like, this is so embarrassing. And he's like, oh, I don't know, let me see. He's like, I don't know, let me call the manager. So he calls the manager. The manager's on the other side of the store. And she's like, yeah, just have her sign the thing. It's fine. And he was like, but we don't know where she needs to sign it. And she's like, let me see the picture. And he holds it up to show across the store. And she's like, and where is that going? And I'm like, or the employee's like, it's going in her bathroom. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, like, just keep it. Just keep it. I don't need it, like, whatever. Anyways, it was fine. I ended up, they take this stuff very seriously. So just a fair warning, if you plan on getting a photo like this printed out, you're gonna have to go through, I had to put my address down, my phone number, like all this stuff just for this copyright thing, which I totally get. But also, like, it's literally just going in my bathroom. So let me show you the photo in question. I think it's worth it because it's very funny, but like, oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed, you guys. Okay, so this is the photo in question. It's literally just Edward holding his nose, like, oh my God. So, and I have it above our toilet, like literally just right there. So was it worth all of that? Yes, but also, like, next time I'll just print this thing at home because, wow. All right, guys, I'm here for another book of the month reading vlog update. I have to say, I'm just gonna sit down for a second. Oh, I just did a workout that was all legs, and now my legs are so sore. I am this far into You again, and honestly, I really debated DNFing this book because it is a slow burn, and I'm just not a slow burn kind of girl. Like, I can be, but also they're not my preferred romance trope. Is that a trope? I don't know. But I also, like, I'm this far in and they just, like, did the deed. So, but this is it's an enemies to friends to lovers. So, I mean, going with that, like, it's kind of obvious that it was going to be a slow burn, and I wanted to give it a chance. I'm not going to DNF it because I am so close to being done, but oh my God, this is taking me so long to get through. At first I was like, oh, I like it. Then I was like, I don't like it. And then I was like, oh, I like it again. And now I'm like, just, can we finish? Can we be done, please? Also, I don't know if I'm in the mood for this. Like, I feel like I'm in my thriller era right now. So that could also be a lot to do with it. But I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna persevere, we're gonna finish this book. It sucks too, because the cover is like so cute, so I'm probably gonna keep it just because the cover is really cute. And yeah, maybe one day I will like slow burn, but today's not that day. Anyways, I just wanted to give an update of how I'm liking this book, not liking this book. I don't really know. Also, the characters are not super likable. Like, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really relate to them, so I don't know. But that is the update. I know that was short and sweet. I just did a 24-hour reading challenge thing. I mean, it wasn't simultaneous. It was spread out, but so that should already be up. But I like this the whole time. I put off reading this. Now I know why. So I am a DNFer for sure. However, I'm also not a DNFer because I have put this much time and effort into this book. I am going to finish it, even though I can tell you exactly what's going to happen here. I'm still going to finish it because I've already put so much time into it. So that's the update. After this, I am going straight into Bright Young Girls because that has been staring me in the face. I am so excited to read it. I seriously like almost DNF'd this 5 times just to read that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish it, and I'm gonna finish it today because I want to start Bright Young Girls tomorrow. Yeah, so let's get to reading this book and finishing it because it sucks. Like, the cover's so cute. Ugh. Anyways, okay, that's the update. If you like slow burns, you'll probably really like this. If you like enemies to lovers, you'll probably really like this. If you like insufferable characters, you'll probably really like this. Okay, bye. Oh my gosh, that would have been awful had that fallen off the table. I'm just trying to set this up so I can give you an update really quick. Is that gonna work? Are we gonna work here? Ow! I just scraped the crap out of my hand. Look at that. Ow! This is a disaster. Why is this such a disaster? Hold on, guys. I gotta go get a band-aid. Okay, I'm back. I have a band-aid. That actually, like, it really hurts. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, that really hurt. I was like, you saw my camera fell. I went to go grab it and I like scraped. Ugh! It hurts. Okay, I'm gonna try not to think about it. I put some Neosporin on it and it really hurts. Okay, I just need to give an update on You Again. I finished it last night. Overall, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Okay, I think this is gonna work better because the leg's behind it. Whatever. I finished You Again last night and I think I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't for me, okay? I mean, it was cute and I think a lot of people would like this. If you're a romance fan, I think you would like this, but it just wasn't for me. Excuse my hair. I'm a mess today, okay guys? I'm a mess. Yeah, I wasn't in love with the characters. They had a 3rd act breakup, which always, I'm just like, was this necessary? Like, can we just get on with our lives? You guys, this is stinging so freaking bad. Ow! Okay, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So yeah, overall 3 stars. Don't think I would read this again, but I think I'm gonna keep it because I do like the cover. I'm gonna move on. I really want to read Bright Young Women, so I'm just gonna start this today and hopefully finish it by tomorrow. But I'm really excited to read this one. So on to Bright Young Women. I will tell you what this is about. So it says, January 15th, 1978 is a night of promise. A serial killer's escape in Aspen, Colorado couldn't be further from the minds of the busy young women at the top sorority on Florida State University's campus in Tallahassee. Sorority president Pamela Shoemaker spends her Saturday night glued to her desk, cradling her textbook like a pillow. Startled awake at 3 a.m. by a strange sound, she makes the fateful decision to investigate. What she finds outside her bedroom door is a scene of implausible violence. 2 of her sisters dead, 2 others maimed. It's the final murderous spree of the man the papers will soon dub the all-American killer. Schneck's killer. But Pamela doesn't know this yet, nor does she know the story of 25-year-old Ruth Wachowski, who 4 years earlier disappeared from Seattle's Lake Sammamish State Park. I'm sorry if I'm saying any of this wrong. I'm not familiar with any of these. In broad daylight, confounding police and shattering Ruth's roommate and breast friend, her best friend, Tina Cannon. When the massacre at the Tallahassee sorority house becomes national news, Tina is certain it is the work of the same man who terrorized the Seattle area 4 years prior. She rushes to Florida on a collision course with Pamela, and one last impending tragedy. My hand hurts so freaking bad. Why is it stinging so bad? that is what this book is about. I'm so sorry. This is a freaking mess of a vlog. My hand is killing me right now. I'm acting like a baby over this, but like, dude, this hurts. Okay, I'm gonna go eat my oatmeal and I will check in once I've read some of this book and hopefully my hand stops hurting. Alright guys, I'm here for another update. I don't have the book sleeve with me, it's over there because I don't read with book sleeves on typically, but I have an update on Bright Young Girls by Jessica Knoll. I'm not that far in. I'm at like page 65 or something. There's not really chapters, it's more of like a timeline. But I want to say this is a book about a serial killer, but it's more so about the victims and like just I'm really liking this. So I was nervous about this being a serial killer book because I'm not a fan of all the romanticizing the media does of serial killers by using actors that are typically attractive. Like for example, when I think it was Netflix used Zac Efron for playing the role of, was it Ted Bundy? Something like that. And then the new Jeffrey Dahmer TV show that just came out on Netflix that uses Evan Peterson, I think. I don't watch a ton of TV. I don't really know. I haven't watched either of those. I've seen them obviously because they are all over everything, but well, when they came out they were. But that is kind of weird to me because actually it's extremely weird to me because I feel like that just causes people to find these serial killers attractive and look past what they've done, like the awful things that they did. And a lot of those victims' families are still out there, and it's just so disrespectful and so disgusting. But so I was nervous about this because I found out this is inspired by Ted Bundy, the Ted Bundy murders. But Jessica Knoll has taken that and completely flipped the script and is giving the victims and their family and friends, granted this is all fiction, but she's flipping the script and giving the victims and their friends and family a voice, which is something the media does not do these days. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but the media does not do that these days. Whenever something terrible happens, they always put the spotlight on, you know, the person that did the terrible things and not so much the victims. And I feel like a lot of people do terrible things these days to get famous, and it's just so messed up. So I'm loving this. It's like, it's so good. It's so good. And the writing took me a little bit to get into because it's very kind of like, it kind of makes it seem like she's just like out of her mind, which she's going through something very terrible. The main character in this just lost her best friend due to a serial killer, and I don't want to give too much away, but if you are interested in thrillers and serial killers, read this because this, and again, it's very early on, so my opinions could change, but right now I'm saying read this because it's very much a narrative that we are not used to, and I think we should, like, I think it should be the common narrative, but it's not. So loving this. It is taking me a little bit to get through though because of the writing, but it's definitely picked up. So yeah, and it's really good. I'm really liking it. So that is my update. Apparently I just stay filming in the exact same areas because it is a whole new day. I just need to be my computer. And I just wanted to give an update on Bright Young Women. I am there. I am so close to being done. And I'm loving this book. I'm loving it. I don't know why I clapped in your face. I'm so sorry. I'm really liking this book. It is really, really good. It is not at all what I thought it was going to be. If you have not read this and so here's the thing, okay? Yes, it's a book about, it's not a book about a serial killer, it's a book about serial killings, but it's not, I think I've already explained this, so I'm not going to go into like too much detail, but oh my gosh, you guys, it's such a good book. I genuinely don't even know how to describe this better than I've already described it without giving stuff away. And I mean, there's not really, so this isn't really a plot twist kind of book, at least not one that I've gotten to yet, but it's more of a character book. So there's obviously plot. There's obviously, the plot is what happened to these girls. It's following two different girls who were both affected by the serial killer. One of them passed away because of the serial, was murdered, and the other's friend passed away, and she basically witnessed it happening. And it's just going through, the main girl in here is the one that her name's Pamela. She's the one who witnessed it and is like living through it and trying to get justice for her friend that was murdered. And she ends up coming across the other girl that was murdered. So there's been multiple murders from the same serial killer. Pamela ends up coming across this lady named Tina, who her friend Ruth was one of the victims of the serial killer. So they come together, and it's just, you get to learn about Ruth's life up until the murder. You get to learn about Pamela's life. You learn about the girls that were murdered. And it's really just trying to get justice for them and not giving the murderer, you know, fame, basically. Also, it's based in the 70s, so a lot of things were different back then, but this author really did her research. I'm loving her writing. I never read Luckiest Girl Alive or Luckiest Woman Alive or whatever the other book that Jessica Knoll wrote, but I'm really liking this. As of right now, this is 100,000% a 5-star book for me personally. Me personally, 5 stars. So if that's, any of that synopsis sounds at all intriguing to you, I highly recommend adding this to your next book of the month box, or I think it's already out, so just reading it, getting it from your library, I don't know, just, it's really good. And it would be a great spooky season read. Okay, so this, I just was reading this line and I like had to share it because this is why I love this book. It says, the defendant did not like to be told what to do and when to do it, and once jammed his jail cell keyhole with toilet paper so the guards couldn't get in when they arrived to escort him to his arraignment. For this he was called cunning and clever, though I had a dog who also tore up toilet paper when he didn't get enough attention. Dude, that line is gold. I don't annotate books, maybe I should start. Read this book. So I just finished Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, and this was 100,000,000,000% a 5-star read for me. Yeah, the ending of this was so beautiful. I loved it so much. So I think I've pretty much summed up my thoughts on it throughout the updates that I've given, but I'm gonna just throw this out there and say this is one of my favorite book of the months that I've read this year. So if that's saying something, because I've read some good book of the months this year. I'm trying to look at my shelf. I know Divine Rivals, The Wishing Game. I'm trying to think of what else I've read that was book of the month this year that I really loved. Adelaide, Shark Heart. Book of the month, like, honestly this year book of the month has been great. So I know this is an add-on, this is not technically a pick for September, it's just an add-on, but holy crap, read this book, it's so good. My camera's a little wonky. Anyways, so now all I have left is Anxious People, so I'm going to try my best, almost knocked my lamp off, to get through Anxious People before Thursday. It is Tuesday, so that should not be a problem. This is the last book from my September box. And yeah, I'm really excited. I've never read a Frederick Bachman book before, and I've heard really good things about this one, so I will let you know once I get started. I'm not starting on it today, but in my next clip will be when I've started it. So let's see how we like this one. Let's wrap it up, y'all. Okay, for real. Let's do a book of the month reading vlog wrap up. I read all 4 book of the months for September, and it's still September. It is the 29th, so I did do this. This was a challenge, but I did it. Okay, but I just want to do a quick little wrap up. I'm gonna start with Anxious People because I know that I said I was reading it, but I did finish it, and 5 stars. I gave this book 5 stars. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was a little confused at first because I was like, what is happening here? But I get that it's just comedy. It was comedic, but it wasn't comedic, it was serious. And let me just tell you, the last page of this book had me, I was feeling things, okay? I have never read a, like, I want to read you the last page, but I can't because it would spoil everything. But I had never read a Frederick Bachman book before I read this one, and I will definitely be exploring more of his catalog because, wow, I highly recommend this book. This is a book, the only thing I can say about this is a book that is a bunch of stories of a bunch of people who have their own lives and their own things going on, and how they're all connected and how we are all connected. And even though I feel like this is very much like you live in your head, but so do other people, and in a way that makes you all connected. That was terrible. But yeah, this was really good. This was a very heartwarming story. I'm glad I read this last because it really wrapped up the whole book of the month reading for me. And then I read, I don't remember what order this was in, but I did read Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll, another 5 star. This book was incredible. If you've not read either of these, spoiler alert, these are the only 2 I gave 5 stars. What are you doing? Go read them. They are so good, but in different ways. But I love Jessica Knoll's writing. I love this story. I love the fact that she made it not about the serial killer, but about who the serial killer affected. Like, the people who actually are affected because of somebody's actions. And just, wow. I loved the characters in this book. I loved this book. This was so good. And it would be a great spooky season read. I also read You Again, which I unfortunately did not like. I love the cover, so I will probably be keeping this just because I love the cover. But and it wasn't that the story was bad, it's just it had, like I said, I think I said this in the vlog previously, I'm not a slow burn romance kind of girl unless it's done right, and this just wasn't done right for me. But also, I didn't like the characters. I thought they were insufferable, and well, that's not true, they weren't insufferable, but they just weren't for me. And that is really, you want to like the characters in a romance book because that's what the book is. You're rooting for those characters, and I was not rooting for these characters at all. So unfortunately, I think I landed on 2.5, maybe 3 stars. I don't even remember. Will I ever read this again? No. No, I will not. But this will sit on my shelf because it is beautiful. Also fall. So, yeah. And then I read The Stranger Upstairs, and I didn't tell you who You Again was by. You Again was written by Kate Goldbeck, and The Stranger Upstairs was written by Lisa M. Matlin. I don't remember my rating on this. I think it was 3 or 4 stars. Everything's on my Goodreads, which is always linked down below if you're interested. For some reason my Goodreads has not been updating my reading goal. I think I've read almost 60 books this year, and it says I've only read 40 something, so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. The Stranger is upstairs, and you can see them in that picture. I'm just kidding. But you can. I'm gonna be honest, I read this and it was a fun time, but I don't really remember much about it, so yeah. But that's how I usually am with thrillers, if I'm being completely honest with you. Unless it really scares me, I read it and then I'm keeping this, A, because it's beautiful, and B, because I can read it again next week and be shocked all over again. Probably. Maybe longer than a week. But anyways, I do that with every thriller unless it's like just 10 out of 10 would recommend, and I can't remember if I would 10 out of 10 recommend this one. So maybe look it up on Goodreads and decide for yourself if this is something you'd be interested in. That's all I'm going to say about this. It is beautiful and it's very short, so if that's something you're looking for, a short, beautiful thriller, then yes, 100% would recommend that book. So that is my September Book of the Month wrap up. I'm so sorry this video, I'm trying to work on my B-roll, but I just didn't really do much in this video, so there was no B-roll to be had. So maybe next time. But these are, actually, these are the books that I read in this vlog in the order that I would recommend them. So highly recommend Bright Young Women, highly recommend Anxious People. I think I recommend The Stranger Upstairs, and I don't really recommend You Again, but that's up to you if you think you want to read any of these. But I only ordered 2 books from Book of the Month for October, so I will be reading those, but I will also be including My Dark Vanessa in that reading thing. Either My Dark Vanessa or Wellness. Even though I didn't get either of those from Book of the Month, they are both Book of the Month books, so that one of the 2 will be included. I think Wellness is over 600 pages, so probably gonna be My Dark Vanessa. But if I read Wellness in October, then that will obviously be in my October wrap up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am so excited. I just recently hit 200 subscribers, and that was honestly my goal for the end of the year. So go us. Thank you guys. I love you all so much. I love when you guys comment and talk to me, and this is like the best community ever. I have met so many awesome people on here. I always have my friends linked down below if you want to check out their channel or do sprints or anything like that. I highly recommend. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching this video and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys! Does anybody do that anymore?